I've recently seen a lot of people that don't know that there's a One Piece card game. Can you believe that? And those people often ask the same question, like, what should I buy first? Is this any good to get into the game? What is X and Y product? And today, we're here to answer that question for you. Hello everyone and welcome to Anything Geek. My name is Zero and I don't know about you, but I like when things are clear and comprehensive. Is that just me? Because what tends to happen with a TCG is that there release so many products that you end up not knowing what is what. That's where this buying guide is gonna come handy. I've already made a video like this in the past, but since they've released so many new products since that video came out, I felt that an update was appropriate to this guide. And to kick things off, it's important to divide things logically. So the first thing to do is establish which cards actually exist in the game so we can divide them accordingly. And the very first one that we're gonna look at is starter deck. And I'm just gonna use the official website of the game to kind of show you all the product that I'm gonna talk about in this video. So starter decks. Very simply put, starter deck are pre-made deck ready to play. You get everything you need to start playing in those decks. You can see here on the webpage that they have a retail price of $11.99 US or about like 40 euros here in Europe. And every starter deck has the same package. It's gonna include one leader to play the game, a pre-made deck of 50 cards, which is the amount of cards that you need in any given deck. And you also get a down deck, which allows you to play the game because this is the energy system of the game. And in the package, you will also get a play sheet that doubles as a rule sheet. Oh, hold on a second. Where have I put these? This thing right here. You get all the rules of the game to learn to play and you got a play sheet. As to what decks are available right now, well, you have starter deck 1 through 9 already available globally, with starter deck 10 and 11 already announced. If you're just starting, I would recommend sticking with one of the 4 starter deck that came out originally for the game. This entry right here is a bit special. It's actually the super pre-release version of the 4 starter deck. Don't buy these by any means. Just stick to those 4 if you need a place to start, but any starter deck will be fine. And the starter deck 10, which is the ultimate deck, the 3 captain, is gonna be released in November this year. And you can see it's a bit pricier than all the other deck, and that's because this deck will have some special features. First off, you're gonna have 3 leader instead of 1 in the package, meaning that you can choose which of the 3 leaders you want to play when you play the game. You're also gonna have a Dawn deck that is only comprised of foil Dawn, so they're very cool to add to your collection. And you will also get a deck box featuring the 3 leaders of the deck as the design of the box. And this deck is actually built for competitive play, so this is gonna be the most efficient deck that you can purchase officially. Also note that any starter deck will only be comprised of cards that you can only find in this starter deck. So you cannot, for instance, buy a booster box and hope to find cards from the Animal Kingdom Pirates starter deck. That's not how this works. Decks are their own sets. The only exception to this is the starter deck 10, which is going to feature some cards from the first booster set, but that's the only exception. You can see like why the starter deck are a good option to get into the game, yet playing those decks might sometimes feel a bit weak, and that's because some of the cards included in all the starter decks are weak and pretty much useless. They're the first one that you're gonna wanna swap if you want to make the deck a bit stronger. Lucky for us, we have the perfect thing to act as a booster to our deck. You see what I did there? With the... no? Okay. The second most common product that you will find are boosters. Currently, for the English version of the game, we have 3 booster sets that are available, being Romance Down, Paramount War, and Pillars of Strength. The 4th booster set is gonna be Kingdom of Intrigue and is scheduled to go out this September 22nd. The Asian version is of course again ahead of us because they already have the 5th booster set available to them, but we will only have it this December. December. Any booster sets contain a fixed amount of cards in them. New leaders, new characters, new events, they have it all, and they are regularly injected into the game to keep things fresh and interesting to play. They allow players to build their own deck from scratch or just serve as an enhancement to decks that are already available. Each booster box will always contain 24 booster packs, and each of those packs will contain 12 cards for the English version of the game and 6 cards for the Asian version of the game. Each card is gonna be random in any given boosters, so you're never guaranteed anything in a pack. You're not guaranteed to have a leader to be able to play, or you're not guaranteed to have X or Y cards in those boosters. You only get the chance that you can have it in this booster. That being said, there are some things that are guaranteed in every boosters. The first thing that is guaranteed is that you get at least 2 rares per boosters. Each boosters will contain 2 foil cards, one of which being rare no matter what. The second one is either a second rare or it can be a rarity above, meaning SR or secret rare. And if it wasn't clear by the way that I introduced booster sets, they're not the right place for any player to start playing the game. The obvious reason is that since they are so random with what you get, you're never guaranteed that you will be able to build a functioning deck to play the game properly. As for which booster set is worth buying, well, it depends on the cards that you want and what you want to play. This is the reason why having a full card list of all the sets and starter deck is super handy, because you can easily find what you need to buy in order to play what you want to play. You can actually find such a list on the official website on which I am right now, also on Bandai TCG. There's also OnePieceCardGame.dev, which has made a ton of effort to list all the cards. Nakama Deck is also a good resource to see the card lists. You can see you can actually sort by all the products that are available in your country. So you got all the starter decks, you get the booster sets here, you got the promotional cards. You just click on one of those, click search, and it's gonna display the list of cards from that set. And hey, there's also an application on Android that allows you to see all the cards as well as track your collection. I know because I made the app. It's available on Google Play Store and it's totally free, so check it out. You can track your collection. Peachy. And the third categories of cards that we are gonna find is actually the promotional cards. They are cards that are given at special events or on special occasions through specific means, like included in a Shonen Jump magazine or given as tournament participation prize, or at several events that are organized around the game. And you can think as the whole promotional card set as being like one booster set that will get regular updates instead of new version. All these 3 types of cards makes up the entirety of the card game and is what anybody will refer to as the numbered cards. Meaning that if you are to take any cards of any kind from this game and look at the bottom right corner of the cards, you will see where does this card fit in the entire collection, which is that little reference right here on the card. First come the set in which the cards belong, which is identified by 2 letters followed by a 2-digit number. Here, for instance, we have OP01, meaning that it actually comes from the first set of the game, which is Romance Down. You can even see OP01 written up here. That identifier is then followed by a 3-digit numbers identifying which spot the cards take in the set. So for instance, 001, that's the first card in the set. If we are to take a page completely at random and see what comes up, let's say we end up here, okay, we have Big Mom right here, that's OP03 077, meaning that this card actually comes from Pillars of Strength, which is OP03, written on the box. And that card is actually the 77th card in the set. Now you might also have noticed a little letter written next to the reference, and that actually identifies the rarity of the cards itself. L stands for leader, which is a rarity in its own right. Then we have C for commons cards, UC for uncommon cards, we have R for rare cards, we have SR for super rares, and that's where cards start to have a border on them, which is kind of special. And then we have SEC for secret rares, which actually is a good segue into a totally optional set of cards, which are alternate art. And alternate art, like the name implies, is basically the same cards that you saw right before, but the card just looks different. Here you can see that's the first secret rare that we've had for OP01, and that's actually Shanks, and we have this normal version of the cards, and then we have its alternate art. Now you might ask me, like, how can I tell if this is an alternate art or not? Well, sadly, for the first 3 booster sets, we had no way. We just had to know. You have to look at the cards. You have to look at the cards here and see, okay, this is the regular one, that's the alternate, that's an alternate. This is a regular one, that's an alternate art. Here we have Whitebeard, that's the normal version of the cards. And if I scroll, I have the alternate leader art of Whitebeard. You just have to know by looking at the list. But starting with OP04, there is a new star system coming into the game. So you can see here that's OP04-001 card, that's the first card of OP04, which is Vivi, and it's a leader. And if I just click next, you can see the alternate art of Vivi. And if you look at the leader symbol, there is now a star right above it. So there will now be a surefire way to know if the card is an alternate art or not. Which is kind of a key point of what I'm trying to explain with the alternate art, is that all the alternate cards exist in a normal version in the card game. Alternate cards are just cool arts for a card that already exists and that you want a prettier version of. It's a collector type of product. They are totally unnecessary to play the game, and they are just there for the cool factor and the chase, and make you want to buy more and more boosters and booster box to get the one that you want. Some of them are sometimes worth thousands of thousands. And they are often a good way for tournament organizer to provide a prize for bigger tournaments, because you know as a player, if you win these cards, that's kind of like if you get paid to play the game. And for instance, we also have the premium card collection, which are special folders with cards that are exclusively alternate art from regular version. And the first one that we've had is actually the 25th anniversary edition, Meet the Straw Hat. And this actually is only alternate art inside of it. They are very cool to look at, but they are basically just cards from Starter Deck 1 and OP01. Like, straight up, if you take Zoro here, the reference on this card is actually OP01-001. That's the leader that we've just saw. That's Roronoa Zoro from set 1. That's the leader. But sometimes the product you're looking at is not a card. Sometimes it has a weird name to it. They're more like accessories, gift box with packs and other type of products. Among those products we can like name playmats and deck box or storage box, sometimes sold separately, sometimes sold together. There's the first year set anniversary, there's double packs, there's Devil Fruit Collection, gift boxes, sleeves. Those products won't always include cards in them, but when they do, those cards are gonna be from one of the booster sets that we've already covered, or maybe even promos sometimes. And thus it's important to check the description of the article to see which cards are in what you're buying. Some of the upcoming products that we have and that are very close to release are double packs. The volume 1, that's right here, it goes out on the 22nd of September, so along with OP04 you're gonna be able to purchase the double pack set volume 1, which is actually just 2 boosters from OP04 as well as an exclusive don. That's it. You get 2 boosters and an exclusive don that you cannot get otherwise. We also have the gift collection that goes out in October, which is this time 5 boosters from a specific set, as well as a card case and 1 promo card. And finally, coming very soon also is the Devil Fruit Collection Volume 1, which are 3 random boosters from no specific set, as well as a special don card 10 sleeves for your Dawn deck, and all of that coming in a card case that is shaped like a devil fruit. And now that you know all the type of product there is, leave me down in the comment below your thoughts on this. Are you still new to the game and maybe hesitant on what you should buy first? Or maybe you've decided and you want a more specific answer on the product that you've been meaning to buy? Leave me all that and more in the comment section below. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you're still here, it means the video was at the least entertaining or informative to you. So please leave a like. Most importantly, subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to never miss anything geek. Bye guys.